The White House is now facing new backlash after it allegedly disrespected the American flag in its latest display for Pride Month. The display prominently features a rainbow, quote, progressive pride flag hanging over the South Lawn, with two American flags flanking it on each side, notably not in the center. Critics were quick to recognize the arrangement as a potential violation to our nation's flag code. One section of the code reads, quote, the flag of the United States of America should be at the center and at the highest point of the group when a number of flags of states or localities or pennants of societies are grouped and displayed from staffs. The controversy unfolding as new polls reveal Americans' views on changing one's gender and transgender athletes are trending in the more traditional direction. You know, I want to clarify, Harris, what makes this flag and its placement so galling, in addition to the disrespect of the American flag, is it comes in the context of our president repeatedly saying that we do not own our own children, that we are not in charge as parents. Let's take a walk down memory lane.
When you see our kids, and I truly believe that they are our children, they are the children of our country.
These are kids. These are our kids. They belong to all of us.
And you've heard me say it many times about our children, but it's true. They're all our children. They're not somebody else's children. They're like yours when they're in the classroom. There's no such thing as someone else's child. No such thing as someone else's child. Our nation's children are all our children. These are our kids. These are our neighbors. Not somebody else's kids. They're all our kids.
Yeah, it begs the question as to why now at this point in history we want to sexualize young children to bring them into the conversation about LGBTQ+. And I don't have a scientific reason for that, and I don't believe the left does either. We're talking puberty blockers, surgical mutilation of minors based on their feelings at very, very young ages. And I've talked with doctors, including our own Doc Siegel here at Fox News, that says that we don't have the post-science to tell us how that is going to change those human beings psychotropically and also physically. We do know that it tends to castrate young boys when you use puberty blockers, that those operations, those surgeries can be irreversible, particularly for women who are trans men. So there's a lot we don't know. So I don't know why you'd inject the very people in our society that have no vote yet on any of this because they are minors. And why would you want to tell us as parents, the people who are in charge of those little ones, that our voice counts less than the federal government's?
Yeah, great question. You know, Jason, though, this is backfiring on the left. Make no mistake about it. I brought some receipts, some evidence with me. I've been citing this KFF poll for a few weeks that shows people agreeing with the Republicans when it comes to trans issues. Well, I've got some more receipts to pull up. One is this recent poll comes out Friday. The Public Religion Research Institute found 2/3 of Americans, 2/3, think there are only two genders. Gallup out over the weekend. Take a look at this. They say 69% say that if you join a team, a sports team, it should match your biological gender. And that is up from 62% just 2 years ago. So Democrats are stepping in on this, no doubt.
For all the progress that the LGBTQ community has made in terms of acceptance and being involved and engaged, they are taking 15 steps back by trying to target kids, target religion, do some things that are radical in terms of mutilation of children, for goodness sake. And if this is really where they stand, they're going to have a rude awakening here when it comes time and when people go to the polls. What was done at the White House was terribly offensive. It is the United States of America. I would hope all Americans, no matter your political persuasion, no matter what your sexual preferences are, the red, white, and blue and those stars and stripes, they stand for something. They are front. They are center. They should be, just as the statute says. There's no ambiguity here, folks. You can't put up what I believe is a political flag. That's what it is. It's a political flag. The flag of the United States of America, that's our nation's flag.
Amen to that. And Lisa, at the same time, decade high is the number of people who are saying they are socially conservative at 38%. 29% say they are socially liberal. I mean, this is backfiring in a massive way.
Well, I mean, I've gone further to the right as the country gets crazier because I'm like, I don't even know. We're living in crazy town, right? It's insane. The bizarro world that we wake up to every day. It's sad. We're a country with no moral compass. anymore. And particularly if you look at the trans issue, I'm sorry, anyone encouraging children to mutilate their bodies in the name of transgenderism is evil. I interviewed Chloe Cole for my podcast. She was 12 years old when she thought she was a boy. She was seeking self-acceptance. She thought this was the way. Puberty blockers by 13, double mastectomy by 15, regretted a year later. She has severed nerve endings that she still struggles with the double mastectomy. She doesn't know if she's going to be able to have children. It's not reversible what they're doing to kids. So I'm sorry, if you're pushing this, if you're a part of it, you're a part of the problem, and it is evil, it is wrong. We should denounce it and say that in America. And by the way, Target, for its 2023 Pride collection, partnered with a Satanist.
Yes.
So what does that tell you about where we are today as a society? I'm sorry, it's disgusting, it's wrong, and I'm just going to spell it out for people.
Mastectomies for kids was never a rallying cry I thought I'd hear from a mainstream political party.
And I think we have to be very careful to separate these issues so it doesn't become just this blanket anti-gay, anti-pride thing, because, you know, there are a lot of people who lived in the shadows who could not have relationships out in the open. They were shamed, they were ostracized from their families, and I don't want to go back to that. And I think we have to be very careful talking about these things. And I agree with you. I think that there should be an open category for trans athletes to compete in the name of fairness, and also in the name of what our mothers and grandmothers fought for so long in order for women to have a seat at the table in athletics and everything else.
Voting, suffrage, all of it. I would say, I'm so glad that you said what you said, because I have had a heart for the LGBT community being used in this instance politically, that this isn't their moment. And there we had gotten to a point where the pride flag was embraced, and, you know, we watched the parades. I looked behind me because that's where Fifth Avenue is on the other side. So I wonder if this doesn't pit Americans against them again. I wonder if it doesn't take us backwards. And as a person of diverse background, you don't want to go backwards, you want to go forward, you want to embrace that progress. I'm just not sure, what is this conversation we're having, and where is their part in it?
But there's also, you know, if you talk to gay conservatives, they don't align themselves with this LGBTQ agenda.
Exactly. Very true.
Because it's a leftist point of view. What is being presented now with Pride Month, this isn't what they believe in, right? This is about pushing a political agenda, and that's why a lot of gay conservatives are rejecting this. This isn't a month of celebration in corporate America, it's a month of submission. You have to submit to the left's agenda, and that's what this is ultimately about. I think that's why you have more people saying, what is, you know, this isn't, we shouldn't be encouraging grown men to twerk in front of children or encourage young children to mutilate their bodies. It has gone off the rails.
Or fake nuns to do pole dancing on a replica of the cross.
These pride displays have been going on for years and years and years. Why are you hearing this backlash now? Because it's about our children.
Exactly.
This is basic common sense, and America recognizes it. We have the receipts.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.